Hello YouTube, so you join me once again in the garage. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start dropping this gearbox out of here. That's my plan for today, get this thing on the floor. So we'll just have a quick look to see what I've done so far. So I've taken the battery box out because obviously we need access to the mount. Dropped all the selector linkages off and stuff. The only thing I haven't figured out so far is how to get the reverse switch off and how to get the clutch off, the hydraulic thingy off. But yeah, that's the next thing to do. So hopefully in the next maybe 20 minutes or so I'll be able to get a jack underneath the bottom, start taking off the mount, start doing some time lapses and getting that thing already out. One thing we have done, taken a couple of the bell housing bolts off, cleared up a little bit more space here, taking a bunch of crap out of here. I'm going to obviously clear all the stuff away from the bottom, loads of tools around. Yeah, I think we're getting good to go. So today it's game on. Let's get to it. Right guys, so we are pretty much ready. We've dropped off everything here, all the linkage brackets, dropped off the mount, dropped off the reverse switch, dropped off the what's it called, the hydraulic cable, hydraulic piping. So now we're pretty much ready to drop this thing. So let's see if we can do it live. Yeah, do it one-handed. Oh, see, I've got the, so there we go, and that's it. Jack is off. So see, we've got enough space to work with everything. Yeah, it's very dark in there. It's dropped down quite a lot, so I think we might have enough space from here. Dripping a bunch of hydraulic fluid on the floor, but things are now looking good. So it's you can see there, it's leaning at quite an angle. Got a couple more bolts to undo. Might have to actually drop it down a little bit more than this. We'll see what happens. All the cables are all off and everything, so just drop down a couple of inches. Probably needs to come a bit more, I would say. This whole thing here needs to come off. A bit of a pain. Right, let's get to it. Okay guys, I've got it out. That was a hell of a mission. It was caught up on everything. Obviously you can see the jacks here. It just basically at the end just fell off on top of me. Yeah, so it is now finally out. So time to do a bit of cleaning, time to do a bit of like tidying up around here, and then get this bad boy up on there and get it split. But things are looking good. Looks like I'll have to change the selector mechanism because it's different to the other one. It's slightly different, but generally pipes are all the same, brackets all look the same, so things are looking good. Right, back at it. So what I've done is I've given this thing a good wash, good degrease, because obviously I'm going to be splitting it and messing about with it. So it's a bit cleaner. It doesn't look the greatest, but it's at least all the oil's off. It's a bit wet, but it should be okay. Next thing I'm going to be doing, because obviously I'm going to have to be working on this gearbox, is splitting off the transfer case and the spline shaft. Just taking it out and then putting these two gearboxes onto there, side by side. So I think that's the next thing you're going to see. That's that done. Now, just to show you what this is, so here's the sort of spline sleeve where the drive shaft actually goes through, and then on the outside that engages to the transfer case. So like, turn that, that's going to turn. But yeah, we're on there now, we're up to about there. So just time to get this onto the workbench and start stripping things off, I think. That's the Mondeo gearbox up on the bench. So first thing we're going to do is take the selector out. Now to take the selector out, I've been informed there's a little bolt under there that you have to do first, a little size 10, and then I just think it's those 4 bolts. That should come out. Then flip it on its side and get it split. So I think it's time for a time lapse. Time to get this thing opened up. I am using the Mondeo gearbox as a test. Well, it's the first time I split this, so any little niggles I find, hopefully I don't find any, but any little niggles that I get in this one, they'll help me with the next one. So I think we'll get a time lapse going, and I think we're going to get this started. Okay, so that's the 5 bolts off of that. There they are. I think there's a bit tight. I see there's some little notches on here. I'm probably going to have to give it a bit of a tap. Try and get it out of there. So let's see how we do with that. That's the selector out. Now that was a bit of a fiddle. It's as you can see, it's got all the little prongs and stuff in here. Yeah, so that was a bit of a battle to get out, but it came out easy enough. Just a little bit of a fight. There it is over there. Now I am going to be putting that shifter into the XC60 box, so I'm going to keep that to one side, keep it nice and clean, keep it out of the dust. Now to flip this over and I think start to disassemble it and split it in half. Hopefully I don't get any snags, I don't have any hold-ups, and it just goes all to plan. Here it goes. That's the Mondeo one nicely split. It actually all came apart relatively easy. Couple of little bolts and stuff that got me, but they were just too tight. And then the dials, just gave the dials a tap. But yeah, these things look really good. Good condition. It was exactly what I was expecting to see. I am going to now split the XC61, compare it all, and order new bearings, new seals, everything I need to basically renovate this gearbox. Because all I'm going to do basically from here is take this whole stack and that, let's take the light out of my hand, this final drive gear, and put it on the all-wheel drive diff. So that's the front wheel drive diff right there. Yeah, so we're going to split the XC60 box now. Do it over here, collect all the bolts, and then just compare the two together. Hopefully it's going to be exactly the same, but let's see. That went a lot quicker than expected, a lot easier than expected too. Got them both split open and both together, so let's have a quick look here. So as you can see, gear selector mechanisms, it's all looking the same. Obviously this is the XC60, it has a bigger final drive, you can actually see that. And just like the final drive mounts slightly differently, it mounts from the top on that one and the bottom on that one. But all of the other gears, you can see them both there, they all look identical. So I'm thinking it's just going to slide out of one and slide into the other. So these are the Mondeo ones. I'm going to take them out of there, stick them into this bad boy. Now obviously the diff bearing, you can tell that's way bigger than that one. So yeah, we're looking good to go. I think I'm going to start trying to swap over some gears. So wish me luck with that. Alright guys, so we're back at it again. What we're going to do today is I'm going to try get all these gear sets out and get to the final drive, because this final drive does bolt slightly differently. This one bolts from the bottom, but the other one bolts from the top. I'm hoping that the final drive will be the same size, but we need to see. So we need to get all these out. So I've laid out a bit of tape, a bit of cloth over here. I'm going to put these all onto here, take that out, and see what we can see with the other one. Just have a bit of a look. So I'm going to do some videoing. I might get into a time lapse, I'm not sure. But yeah, these are all coming out. So there you have it. That is now all the gear set out of the XC60 box. Here's the old diff. So we're going to be getting this part, and we're going to try and get it onto get the crown wheel off of the Mondeo and put it onto there. So yeah. Okay, so here's where I am at the moment. Got XC60 gears and diff all out. Mondeo gears, diff's all disconnected. Got the crown wheel over there. Problem I'm having at the moment is someone's used red Loctite on these bloody things. They are incredibly tight to get off. My little home gun is no chance for those. We've been putting some impact sockets on here, and it just seems to be trying to destroy the nuts. So I'm going to take this tomorrow to a garage with it who's got a big air gun, and they can just zap those off for me. Maybe cost me a couple of quid or something. I'm sure I can get it sorted out. But that's where I'm going to have to leave it for tonight. As soon as I get the bolts off of here, put my one on, get my crown wheel on, and it looks like it's going to fit. I have seen one thing, the bolts, I managed to get one bolt off, the bolts are about 1 mil thicker on the all-wheel drive one than they are on the Mondeo one. So I mean, that could mean they move around a little bit more on the whole, but they move around in here, and the Volvo ones move around inside of there as well. But there's a little recess over there that the actual head of the nut and the other nuts I'm going to use, they will fit in there. So I don't really see that being a problem. There is a small chamfer on the Mondeo one, which I think will fit under here, so we should be good to go with that. Just got to get this off, and then tomorrow hopefully be rebuilding this gearbox. So get all those, chuck those all away, get all those, put them in the XC60 casing, bolt it all together, get it back on the road, get it back into the car. So if I can do this tomorrow night, next video we'll be starting to put stuff back into the Mondeo, and then we'll be pretty much caught up. I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to get all this in, because there's a few unknowns. So I'm going to get all this in, get the drive shafts in, get all the front done, bolted in. Hopefully I can still have my standard exhaust without the prop at the moment, and I'm going to do the tank, and I'm going to just run it. I'm going to see if it'll run, see if it'll rev up, and maybe take it for a test drive without the prop shaft, just to make sure like none of the ABS stuff is messing around, just to make sure that that longer shaft isn't going to mess me about, and just to test out the gearbox before I connect up the prop shaft and the rear loom for the diff. So yeah, I'm hoping not next weekend, maybe the weekend after, we can get this thing driving in two-wheel drive fashion again, just for a quick blast around the road, see how it is. But yeah, this is holding me up at the moment. Joys of not having a massive workshop with 700 Newton meter tools, so I need to just get that thing out of here. So hopefully we'll be back in the shop tomorrow. Okay guys, I just want to show you a little bit of my handiwork, since I didn't actually show you building it because I had to get my dad to help me with this. It needed 2 pairs of hands. So right here in front of us we have the world's first all-wheel drive Mondeo gearbox. So we've got Mondeo gear sets all in, Mondeo final drive, all-wheel drive diff. Inside of the XC60 casing, got the top over here. I'm just going to put it on now. I'm actually not going to seal it up tonight. I'm going to seal it up. I'm going to get the seal tomorrow morning, just purely because I want to try and clean this a little bit more. But that's where we are. This is all together, all working. We've spun the shaft, moved things up and down. It's all looking great. So yeah, it all just fitted in with a bit of a fiddle. If you've ever built a gearbox, which I hadn't before, you can see this thing, it looks like a bit of a Swiss watch. This thing was so intimidating to me, but yeah, with 2 pairs of hands, my dad, who's pretty brave just like me, we got it in and going. So I'm just trying to show you there where everything's underneath. It's kind of all inside of each other and underneath each other, so it kind of all had to go in as a set. Bit ridiculous, bit crazy to do, but there's a way to do it obviously, and we just kind of stumbled upon it. So that's my handiwork for tonight. Next thing you're going to see, hopefully, I've ordered a gearbox stand or a gearbox mount thing for my trolley jack, so I'm going to be able to put this thing in a bit easier without dropping it on myself and killing myself. But yeah, we have made some really good progress here. This is absolutely awesome stuff. Yeah, on to the next bit. Right guys, unfortunately I'm going to have to wrap it here. I'm waiting for a couple more parts. I was waiting for some gearbox seals and well, either side of the diff and the output shaft. Just figured I'm going to change them. They actually looked in good condition. They probably wouldn't leak, but I figured I'm going to change them, because if it did leak and after I put it all back in, I would want to commit suicide. It would be just terrible. So I decided to fit them for the price of 50 quid. So they're ordered, hopefully they'll come soon. So next video, gearbox is going back together and it's going in. So that's where we're going to wrap it for now. Again, thanks for bearing with me. We've had some good progress. Things are looking really good. So yeah, until next time, fingers crossed everything works out. Hopefully I get the parts that I'm waiting for. Waiting for quite a few things. Waiting for a lower engine, the lower gearbox mounts and stuff like that. So yeah, we can get it pretty much all in the next video. So thanks a lot guys, thanks for bearing with me. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to catch the next video. Right, cheers.